tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And as always, I have a very special guest for you, none other than Elijah Rocq. He'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said, I have a very special guest for you, singer, songwriter, and no stranger to the Beyond Focus family, Elijah Rocq. Welcome back.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
Of course. We definitely love having people doing things in the community, and you know, you've been making your mark musically, culturally, just really doing some good things. So we're proud to have you here. But for all those at home who may not be familiar with Elijah Rocq, I'm going to ask you my hot seat question, which is who is Elijah Rocq?
Well, Elijah Rocq is just a youth, a man where, is very enthusiastic about life and about, the development of life and improvement of life. And love music. I love music, and I love to share my music with the world. And basically, I'm just a man of
different skills.
Different skills, but I love the music.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to rewind it before the musical journey, even though the music has always been a part of your life.
Yes.
Take us back to the young Elijah Rocq, and when you started really developing your passion for music.
Well, it was at an early age, very early age. Growing up, my mother, she was always, because she just loved reggae music. She loved music, and so on. I remember always hearing her listening to Peter Tosh and Bob Marley, and growing up listening to Gregory Isaac and so forth. And at an early age, I would watch my bigger brother plays the bass, and he would just touch any instrument he touched. He just played it, did something with it, and we would jam and hold a little vibe, and from there, after growing up in Jamaica, I just started to develop it and so forth, and melodies started to come to me. I guess the birds and the trees and just hearing nature and surrounding myself with nature, it gave me a lot of inspiration. And I found myself started writing songs about topics about, life and other stuff,
No, that's great. How did those react in your family the first time they realized you could actually sing? Because there's people who sing, you can sing.
Yes. It was an ongoing process for me because, I would just sing every day, all day. So it was like a practicing more so, so they would hear me all the time. So,
Oh, you said that helped?
Yes, practice singing. Yeah, singing all the time, it helped. I would just always sing and always write songs and bring it to my mother and, let them hear it. We think about this and so forth. But then after a while, I started realizing it was coming more and more, and I could hear melodies more and more, and I started to understand the music more. And then it took me many places. I've went on tour with Gregory Isaac from just that process of starting at a young age, and getting to tour Europe and the UK and the US and so forth. So, it was worth it.
Oh, definitely. So you spent time, you mentioned, growing up in Jamaica, but you also have that U.S. base, you've spent part of your life here too.
Yes.
So what would you attribute Jamaica to doing to your career? Would you say it really gave you this solid foundation?
Roots, that spiritual connection, I think, that probably I wouldn't have comprehended if I wasn't in a more environment such as Jamaica, where, it helped me to go within myself and hear the voice that speaks to one within, and directs you and so forth. So it gave me that stillness to be able to connect with my inner self, yeah.
And for those who don't know, we have a strong Caribbean base, but every island is a little bit different, right?
Yes.
And even within Jamaica, you have different. So what part of Jamaica, what was your upbringing like in Jamaica?
what was it like? It was like the very rawest state of running up and down in the hills and bringing buckets on your head, carrying water to take a shower, to take a bath, and
so it wasn't the uptown vibe.
No. We had the outhouse. We had the battle lamp where we had to make with the kerosene oil in order to see outside to go to the outhouse. We had the lanterns, those little kerosene oil lamps that they had, Home Sweet Home, had a mark on it. That was, So it was like really leaving from the U.S. and going to that. It was like a complete different shift,
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I enjoyed it. I loved it, and it was something new, fresh, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that would give you, like you said, a different foundation, a different experience that had you not lived it, you probably wouldn't be able.
I wouldn't, the certain connection, the music, it gave me a sense, after listening, growing up in St. Anne, that's where Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, and all of a sudden, it's just that spiritual the spirit that dwells within there, and me having to be right within that realm. It was really something profound and to connect with, spiritually. And it was, I really, running to the river, jumping in the rivers and picking mangoes off the trees and all of that stuff. It was just beautiful.
Well, you seem to really have a passion for nature. You love it.
Yes.
Even though you don't sing about nature, I think it does help you get inspired to write better.
Yeah, because I think having been able to experience that, even within the noise, I still hear the stillness. Like I still hear the crickets, and it's like it's within me. It's embedded within me because of living it. So it's a constant connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Getting to have that experience, getting to live that, getting to, when you go to write, you could go back to moments that people may not necessarily have.
Yeah, many moments. Like I said, it was almost like a complete shift, and having to get up and I never saw lizards, so when I went to Jamaica and I saw the lizards running up and down on the thing, and you saw the chickens coming out and the goats and everything. It was just like, wow, this is beautiful. It was just beautiful. Everything was, and back then everything was just lush and green and didn't have much vehicles like all of that pollution, and so it was more
of a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah.
Definitely gave the young Elijah Rocq that inspiration.
Yep.
And then you fast forward, now you ended up doing touring. How did you really transcend into the professional aspect of it?
Well, like I said, it was a process. It was a process, and practicing from in the bathroom to the karaoke to the hotel setting stage. It was an ongoing process where it was just something inside of me that just kept me wanting to do it up until this day. No matter what I do, sometimes you have there's like you're getting distracted, but it's that internal fire, that always burning, constantly yearning to come out. Yeah, to come out, and it's always inside of me, and it seems nothing can out it. So it's almost like the same fire that was in me then that yearns for it still exists today, right now.
Love it. Well, hold that thought.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. So, Elijah, let's talk about, the last couple of years, a lot of big projects you've worked on. I mean, You've toured. I want to talk about the touring. But what are some of the most memorable projects that stand out for you over the last couple of years that you really are like, yes?
Most memorable projects? You mean as far as recordings?
Recordings, collaborations, your work.
Yeah, well, having to grow up listening to Gregory Isaac, as I mentioned earlier, hearing Gregory Isaac, and, he had such a smooth voice, where it was almost like once you heard it, you had to listen to it, and being able to go on tour with him and meet him and sit down like how we sitting down and talk was like wow, life, this is how life works,
Yeah, because you never would have looked at as someone who was listening to this man.
Yeah,
now you on
that
tour.
Years later, I would have sat down with him and had a brandy with him and talk. And,
right.
So that was something. And, being able to sit down and get inspiration from different artists, many different artists out there. I've was able to speak to, conversate with, and still in dialogue with, and so able to get coached by certain big producers like Dean Fraser and Mikey Bennett, recording in the studios, and so it was a lot of memorable moments, Yeah, I could name so many,
No, that's great. When you sat down with Gregory Isaacs, did he critique your work? Did he have any?
Yes.
So how was that, sitting with the boss, one of the bosses in the musical game, and having him critique your work?
Gregory Isaac, he really, because at the time when we were touring, we did a song that was doing very well. It's called Masterpiece. And I was with the group at the time, the band Livewire at the time. And we did a song named Masterpiece, and Gregory Isaac would always sing the chorus. She's a masterpiece. He would say, boy, Elijah, that's a good song. Good song. Let me tell you, it's a good song. I love your style. I love your vibe, too. The people love it, too. So he used to always, tell me, I said, boy, listen, I love it. I love it, man. I love the vibe. And he always sing it. And it made me feel good to hear him sing the punchline, and talk to me and give me, good criticism and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
No, that's exciting. And for you to just receive that feedback.
Yeah, exactly. From a legend like Gregory, it was really, really inspiring. Yeah.
No, for sure. So projects, I know you've done a video, you've had a couple of big things that you've worked on. Pre-pandemic, of course, everyone was riding the wave, and then 2020 hit.
Yeah,
you had to readjust a little bit, but you were still working during the pandemic. You were still making music.
Yeah, of course. I hadn't stopped. I'm still making moves and doing what I do. So, like you said, I mean, a lot of stuff stopped, but I was still recording, still writing songs, and so Tell Me What You Want is one of them that I did, and I did the video for it, and it's doing good. It's doing well, and yeah, people loving it. I'm just observing it, even though it might be moving slowly, and I'm just observing the process. I have some new stuff in the making. I'm going to be doing some on compilation albums with different artists, putting my voice on it, so that's a good, promotional strategy as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's amazing. Well, we would love to hear you sing something.
Okay, sing something. I don't remember what I sang the last time. I don't want to sing the same song.
Yeah, we're gonna have a definite, nice little piece from you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good one that I can give you.
Yeah, so you want to think about it? You can start thinking about it, and we can get to it in a second.
Okay.
But because you have so much material.
Yeah.
How many songs would you say you've written that are original Elijah Rocq pieces?
I didn't count them. I really didn't count them. I wouldn't even want to give you a ballpark figure. Quite a few.
You've written a lot, right?
Yes.
And you enjoy, because there's some people who strictly are just the artist.
Yeah.
But they don't write. But you actually do write.
Yes.
Do you enjoy getting to put the pen to the paper?
Yes, I enjoy writing. Sometimes it's not even. Sometimes it's just going around the microphone and just letting the inspiration flow and just singing, just following the beat and just singing, and it just comes natural sometimes like that. You know, and then sometimes I have to sit down and meditate on it. But I like the times when I'm just letting it flow and it's just natural, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that song?
Yeah. When I'm feeling down, I can count on her, she's always around. Through the test of time, never where I found, she's on solid ground. She's the driving force, the one in my life that keeps me going on. Well respected, she's a lady, she makes life worth going on. She motivates and elevates and gives me strength all the way. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. She's so divine. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. She's tender and mild. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. Exclusive and kind. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. I thank God that she's mine. When I rise in the morning, I can see my sunshine standing over me, saying, baby, it's breakfast time. The thing she's done for me is so divine, I want the world to know she's mine. Well respected, she's a lady, she makes life worth going on. She's a woman of perfection, a true definition of a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. She's so divine. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece, so tender and mild. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece, exclusive and kind. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. I'm so glad that she's mine. When I say masterpiece, you should know what I mean. She's not superficial, no, she's not a makeup queen. She's the kind of woman every man is hoping for. A strong, beautiful woman to bring back hope when hope is gone. She motivates and elevates and gives me strength all the way. She's a masterpiece, a true masterpiece. She's so divine.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Oh my God, that was amazing. Getting serenade. I hope you guys at home definitely enjoyed that too. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the songs you sang with Gregory Isaacs.
Yeah, that was when I was on the road with him and so that was one of the songs that the people was getting quite familiar with, you know. And yeah, they was loving it. People would sing it in the crowd. They would be singing the chorus, and so yeah.
That's amazing. And it's available on Spotify. I mean, of course, we love having Elijah here, but if you want to get the music, you could go ahead and get the music.
Of course, you know, you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. You know, that's Elijah Rocq, ElijahRocq. That's ElijahRocq. So check me out. You know, also my website. You can check out ElijahRocq.com. And, you know, just look me up on Google. Just type my name, Elijah Rocq, and you know, look up my content. I have a lot of stuff out there. So.
You do have a lot of stuff. You really, I've seen YouTube stalk them, you know. Do a little YouTube stalking. But you have good material, good content. You collaborate with a lot of people. I remember last time we did an interview, you had a guitarist with you. So tell us about like when you do like these one-on-ones, jam out with just you and a guitarist.
Yeah.
How's that vibe for you?
It's always some of the most. It's more intimate, when you can be able, people can be able to connect with your vocals on a next, on a different level, because you don't have all of the other instruments to drown it out, so people can hear the beauty and the essence of the voice more. So it's always interesting and nice to sing acoustic or something like that. I enjoy that, yeah.
And I'm sure you've gotten this before, but you definitely have that Maxi Priest look.
Yeah.
You got that Maxi vibe, that young Maxi.
People always say that, yeah.
You really do. I mean, Maxi could be, Papa Bear or something. No. We already know our Caribbean men. But, no, you definitely even just the look, the appeal has that great, and he's such a recognized artist,
True. Which is not a bad thing. So
right. Have you ever had the opportunity to meet him?
Not yet, no.
Okay, well, Maxi,
Not yet, but, eventually, I'm going to meet all of them, I guess. All the artists. Yeah,
But that's great because, you definitely have that aura, about you. What's next for Elijah Rocq?
Well, like I said, I'm working on another single to put out. I'm working with some people. They're working with me, and we working on getting a lot of, hopefully for the summer, having a lot of bookings and so forth. To start to appear in places so that people can hear and see the man behind the voice, and just recording, and just keeping my mind open, not just for creating music, but just creating on a whole, because it's such the mind is so, when you utilize it, then you get so many ideas and so many different things come to you. We can't just restrict it to one thing when there's so many things you can develop from the brain. The brain is the gift, of course.
That's true.
And I'm just utilizing it and watching the outcome, just giving thanks, remaining humble, and giving praises to the Most High for life, and just doing what I need to do to create that generational wealth. Yeah.
Yes, we're all trying to get the bag.
Yes.
Trying to secure the bag, and be excited with that.
Keeping the mind in the right place, exercising certain mind exercises to keep focused, because it's so easy to lose focus in this world today, so much going on, so you have to stay grounded. So.
What about plans for an album?
Yeah, eventually, I was thinking about it. Eventually, I want to do an album.
So you have a lot of singles.
Yeah, I do.
You have so much material. You could
just compile
10 songs and do that. But there's something nice about writing an album and having the first song have a story.
Yeah.
That by the time you listen from song 1 to song 10 or song 12, like Janet Jackson, so many people have done that, where you listen to the first track all the way through and you realize by the end of it, it's a story. It's something.
It was a story. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like I said, I'm thinking about it, so I might, work on, with different collaborations of different writers and artists and so, because, I like to work with different people, different ideas, to help develop and create different sounds, because if I'm writing it on my own, then I might stick with one, even though I'm blessed with a lot of melodies, but, having different concepts,
there's going to be
different flows.
that Elijah Rocq sound.
Yes.
Whereas that's why they bring in different producers, different people to help bring things out of you that you might even know is there.
Probably wouldn't even utilize. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that's basically, which is a good idea. So I plan on doing that. I plan on, creating a nice album with different variety of music, because I like R&B too. I'm an R&B. I love R&B, like R&B artists and so forth. So I put a few R&B songs on it as well.
Yeah, because you've never branded yourself as a reggae artist strictly.
No, just an artist, an artist that just love music and venture out in any kind, That's how I grew up. I grew up singing everything, from Stevie Wonder to Donny Hathaway, different artists, great artists, singing different. So yeah.
So if we were to pull up your shuffle right now on your iPad, on your iTunes, what are your top 5 artists that you're listening to? Personal Elijah Rocq tracks.
All right. Barry Salmon, of course.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Mark and Heritage, Steel Pulse.
Steel Pulse. Those are right now. If I go and pull it up, it'd be like, all right, Elijah, let me see this.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Such a great blend. And we're just looking forward to all the good things. We definitely got to have you back. We love to having you here. You're welcome anytime.
I appreciate it.
Want to get a different update. So, as always, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Lydia, and I look forward to forwarding back.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.